Darkest genre, rap.
Rap can be a negative, and some Memphis rap is known for being one of the darkest genres of rap ever. From satanic themes to very violent lyrics, Memphis rap is extremely raw and gritty. More specifically, Memphis rap sigils are theorized to be evil songs that sample real murders and contain some sort of demonic energy. There are thought to be 8 of these Memphis rap sigils in existence, with some people speculating that the real sigils only exist in cassette form. But to understand what these
Bro, it's kind of hilarious how like just white boys are sampling it and turning it into phonk. It can't be that cursed, really.
Memphis rap sigils even are. We must first understand what Memphis rap is. Also, I know Tuv and others have covered these sigils on YouTube and other areas of the internet, but I wanted to go a bit deeper and look into these sigils.
Hey yo, time to sample some murders, yeah.
So Memphis rap is based out of Memphis, Tennessee, which is known for being very violent.
Okay, that's like really out of Memphis, Tennessee.
It's also thought to have many ties to occultism and supernatural beliefs. Other popular artists from the genre were 666 Mafia, Gangsta Pat, Tommy Wright III, and more. Tommy Wright in particular is a pioneer of this sound and is very important to remember throughout this.
Yeah, Tommy Wright's fire.
They produced and recorded with pretty low-tech rigs, making the sound more distorted. They also used to pass out cassettes rather than
quality on that terrible.
Cheaper, again lowering the sound quality. Many prominent qualities include its triplet flows, the cowbells, the repetitive vocals, the vocal samples, and lots of distortion. It's responsible for
We're gonna learn about drift funk today, guys.
Many other sounds we hear today, such as cloud rap, funk, and many other underground genres. It was also often very eerie sounding because of the lack of production quality and the eerie melodies that they would use. They often sampled sounds from movies, occasionally horror movies, and also
I don't think he's gonna play any of it in here, probably to avoid copyright. Let's see though.
Resampled many other Memphis rap songs.
I feel like we should play some to like give people an idea.
Atlantic Street, TCC, National and BBB. Play a posse, we so deep. SPV down with them trees.
Robber, psychopathic, schizophrenic. Cruise through the hood, counting, but it's all good.
Resampling was very common in Memphis rap, and interestingly enough, many Memphis rap songs are still resampled to this day by newer artists.
Growing up West Coast, I grew tired of the cowbell. Yeah, cowbells and lots of distortion. Project Pat is great. Yes, he is. I love 3-6 Mafia.
How dark the lyrics are. Tommy Wright
love Tommy Wright too.
Third says that people call it dark or horrorcore, but from his
or they used to call it bump, I think. I think it used to be called bump. My friend was like way into this. My homie Binks, he was way into this before like it got popular.
Were often about the violence in the area, murders, drugs, and even Satanism. Memphis rap sigils are an urban
interesting hidden gateways to hell, murder energy, worship of Egyptian gods,
and legends spawned on the internet that has never been confirmed true. First of all,
I mean, come on, does this sound true to you?
A sigil is a seal, sign, or symbol that is believed to have some sort of magical power. The rumors began in 2017 with people on the internet asking what Memphis rap sigils were, with others replying with ideas of what they thought.
Let's see, someone help me out on some of these. Simpsons is real footage, original doll, door dogs, grabbler. What is any of this shit? Memphis rap sigils?
It was. In late 2017, one of the first understandings of what a Memphis rap sigil was emerged. So the idea was that these rappers and producers would commit murder and capture the soul energy from the location.
Shut the fuck up, dude. No way.
Murder took place, and somehow the magnetic taping of the cassettes would trap the soul energy. I know, it sounds pretty ridiculous. Another person in an online forum around the same time suggested that Memphis rap sigils refer to 8 albums that have mysterious properties imbued into them via horrorcore Memphis hip-hop. This is the next common understanding of Memphis rap sigils, is that there are 8 specific albums. And if you know anything about these supposed sigils, apparently there's a recipe that you can use to make these sigils, and you've probably heard it either on TikTok or YouTube or read it online.
Those are creepypastas. Oh.
Essentially, the recipe is to murder someone, record it.
Oh my god, dude. Murder someone, record it, chop it, the audio, and sample it, return to the murder scene, rap with your buddies over the murder beat, put it on a mixtape, sigil created. This sounds like a joke.
Sample it, return to the murder scene.
Sell the mixtape, people listen to it. And let me guess, number 10 is profit.
Rap over the beat, put it on a mixtape.
Sigil charged. Okay, well, I was going to say profit.
That's creating the sigil. Sell the mixtape.
Profit.
People listening to it.
Profit, yes.
A bunch of question marks, and then profit. I'm going to touch on the recipe a little bit more after I talk about the individual albums and sigils, but from
3-6 Mafia has the Krabby Patty formula for
first
real.
glance, it's pretty obvious that it doesn't seem too realistic. Another online forum user suggests that 3-6 Mafia's name is a direct reference to what happened, although they claim that their name is just them playing characters. They also say that 3-6 Mafia...
I mean, that's what they're going to say. So you have like some deniability in court.
Mafia fell off, which is just wrong. But I want to learn more, so I decided to listen to each of the 8 albums that they claim are sigils, so let's check them out. The first one is Lil Ramsey Going Undercover, and it's actually a solid tape, and Tommy Wright, who I mentioned earlier, is the producer. It also features Project Pimp, who was in 10 Wanted Men, which is a group that'll come up later. DJ Paul from 3-6 Mafia also supposedly helped produce the first track.
He has a booger there.
There's pretty much no information of Lil Ramsey on the internet. All we know is that he passed away, and nothing about this project is
That's all we know about him. The only thing we know about him is he's dead now.
particularly eerie or sigil related in any way. The next sigil is Maniac, the World of a Psycho, and nothing is really known at all about Maniac or this album. We only have this one picture of Maniac.
The aspect ratio on this looks crazy fucked up.
And the album itself is very low quality, except it does have some really cool instrumentals. I wish we knew who produced it, but no one has any idea, at least from what I've seen. And some songs, like Hellraiser in particular, are kind of eerie, but none of them, again, remind me of anything sigil related, or really talk about murder in depth, or sample murder, or anything
Did you say depth?
like that. The third sigil is Hall of Hell, Living in a Casket, and this
What does that even mean though? Like record what the last breath of someone or a gunshot? Like record what? You're supposed to sample it, dude. You sample the vibe, okay? You sample the vibe.
the best quality and best produced so-called sigils. As opposed to the other tapes, it's heavily influenced by West Coast rap and has a little bit of Memphis rap in there, but it's mostly West Coast from what I heard. Honestly, out of all the supposed sigils, this is probably the best project, at least when it comes to quality. I really enjoyed listening to this one. The song Blow It Out is actually super good, so if you want to check that out, I highly recommend it.
Oh, you actually played something. Smoking weed.
A YouTube comment from William Payne, who's the producer of the album, says that most members became entrepreneurs and are doing well. He says the music was raw and true, written based on the time and not today's time. So again, this album
Dog, that could have been written by anyone though. I could have written that comment.
doesn't really remind me of anything sigil-like. In my opinion, it's not really creepy at all, and I definitely didn't hear any samples of murder. The next supposed sigil is Psycho, The Return of Psycho. Again, not much is known about Psycho, but he did make an album a couple years later with a group by the name of Charge Partners, which could be a reference to Sigil's Charge.
That's a crazy name. Damn, did you ever hear the story about Big Lurch? No. What about him? Is the story that he's big?
Probably not. It also had a little bit of a mix of some West Coast funk in it, and today Psycho is supposedly doing well as he is no longer rapping. The fifth so-called sigil is
He's doing well as he is no longer rapping. Also, album art in this era is goated.
Children of the Corn, the single. Children of the Corn, I don't have much information on them,
Dog, you don't have information on pretty much any of these.
except they were also known as
The
Graveyard
only one you have any information on is the one that's not demonic.
Productions. This one is definitely the lowest quality and the creepiest out of all the sigils. If I had to pick any one to be real, it would definitely be this one because it did sound really eerie listening to it, especially that first track and a few of the others. But it's actually been debunked that a lot of the screams and creepy sounds from this project have been sampled from sound effect records. So again, it's not like that there were actually any real murders that were on this album. The sixth supposed sigil is 19 Tiny 5 by Mr. Tiny Mane. Again, not much is known about
Tiny Mane. He's a little boy. He's super tiny.
it. Was produced by DJ Zerk, who was another popular producer.
No, he ate his girlfriend and he was a rapper around that era. That's based. That's absolutely based.
In the Memphis area. Tiny Mane also collaborated with other popular Memphis artists like Tommy Wright and DJ Squeaky. Honestly, I really liked his flow in particular on this project. I think it was very ahead of its time. And again, it had the normal Memphis rap sound, but nothing was especially eerie about this project, and definitely nothing sigil related was on it. The seventh sigil is Friends of Destruction in their self-titled album. Not much is known about this project, again, like most of the other projects. Again, it was produced by Tommy Wright, and it has some really good instrumentals in my opinion. Tommy Wright was in this group as well, and it was the only
Tommy Wright's such a legend.
project he made with this group before he was incarcerated. I actually really enjoyed this project too. I think it's really good and worth a listen. Although there was nothing sigil-like on this album, it was just again the more typical Memphis rap style. The final sigil is Wanted Dead or Alive by 10 Wanted Men. 10 Wanted Men was formed by Tommy Wright and is a group that he still reps to this day. Lil Ramsey is also a member of the group, who is the creator of the first sigil that I talked about. This album features the song Four Corners Part 3, which is a series in Tommy's music where he references a place he used to hang out called the Four Corners. People like to connect,
so like an intersection.
Somehow Tommy's repping of the Four Corners with some conspiracy theory that they summon the god from the fourth corner, although there's zero evidence for this at all. Other than that though, nothing about this
I don't think there'd be a lot of evidence of someone summoning someone.
entire project really gave any sigil vibes. Honestly, none of these projects are any darker than some old Eminem song or maybe an old Tyler the Creator song. Honestly, some of their songs might be darker than these sigils. These just seem to be regular Memphis rap albums, and all the sigil talk is pretty much just speculation with no evidence. I couldn't really find any info about any of these artists, and I was thinking maybe if these sigils were real, we would see an article related to them about murder, although that never happened. So I doubt any of these people were actually
murder article
killers who were sampling their own murders. So maybe you need the cassettes to actually hear or feel
like you're about to kill someone and then like they're like, what are you doing? And you're just like, nothing, I'm just setting up a tape. Why are you setting up a tape recorder?
the sigil. I'm not sure. I'm guessing the majority of the people that are spreading these rumors about sigils haven't actually listened to the albums or any of these songs, because had they done that, they would have realized that there are literally no murder samples samples in any of these projects, and many of them aren't even that creepy. And if nothing else, making this video has given me a huge appreciation for Memphis rap in general, since I wasn't very educated on it and I really had no idea how influential and important it was. Out of the supposed sigils, I actually really enjoyed Friends of Destruction, Living in a Casket, and The Return of Psycho. So if you want to check any of these out, I highly recommend it. Don't worry, you're probably not charging a sigil. If you want to learn about a rap song that actually samples a real murder, check out my video about some of the most disturbing and dark rap songs I've ever heard. Other than that though, thank you guys for watching. My name is Many Balls, and I'll see you guys next time.
That's all right. I feel like it was gonna go like. I thought it was gonna be darker. It wasn't really that dark. Hey, Weaver Beats, let's make a murder rap sigil. Okay. Yeah, I'm free after this if you want to do that. They just had a bunch of phlegm in their throat when they rapped. What do you mean by that? Okay, that was pretty good. That was Matty Balls. Make sure to subscribe to him if you have not. I don't really know what to say about that. I was a little bit disappointed that he didn't really have much information on any of the rap sigils. And I mean, I didn't really know much about this to begin with. I didn't know about these rap sigils. I know about Memphis Rap a little bit. My friend told me it used to be called Bump. That was like another thing they used to call it back then. I'm not sure, like, I don't know. That's just him saying that, though. I don't know for sure.
Bang Incorporated.